Hello, Jörg.
Hello, Wolfgang.
Nice to meet you once more in the English webinar. And hello all in the world for our webinar for MVK Safety PROFIsafe module.
Great. Thank you for listening. Let's go to the details. Let's start with MVK Safety.
Yes, MVK Safety. What's that?
I think it's a success story. If you look to the numbers, we are growing like hell.
Yes, so we see we have sell now more products than the complete last year.
Oh, this sounds good. Our goal is 10,000 pieces this year. I think it's possible.
I think it's possible. But what is also very interesting is that we grow more than 150%. And there is something more what is very interesting in this product. It's not only to sell, it's also to sell with?
Yes, with competence. That's a big benefit. So we are very competent to sell this product, but later to the details. And one more thing, our MVK Safety has now a really nice quality standard. So a lot of bugs are out now, and we have optimized our production very well, and we produce the product now very efficient.
Yes, and what I always, last 2 years, sometimes I hear always, oh, we only sell this product to the automotive. But now we see that it is changing. We sell it also to some other industries.
Yes, of sure. So we have designed the 7/8" version 2 years ago, and we are very successful now with this product. Of sure, automotive with push-pull, it's the standard now. Great, but 7/8" is growing much more than the push-pull line.
And I think also what we earn, the money, is also good at this product.
Yes, of sure. We have optimized our PCB and our production line very well, and we earn a lot of money with this now. That's right.
Okay, and why? Why we have so much success? We see it on the next slide. Because we have a high quality product. We have an extremely easy integration. And what you told before, we have some safety engineers. It's in my department, Mr. Meester and Mr. Thomas Sasinowski, and in your department you have also two.
Yes, Mr. Greiner and Mr. Landmeyer, they are all TÜV certificated safety engineers.
So it's very good for our customers when they have the knowledge from the deep knowledge from these guys when they give them the information about safety.
That's great, but best diagnostic is a very strong word. Can you explain me a little bit why the best diagnostic?
Yeah, it's the Mora electronic standard. And the Mora electronic standard is the best diagnostic. We forgot it sometimes when we go to the customer, because for us it's normal that we have the best diagnostic on the market. But if we have a short circuit, we don't smell the short circuit. We see it with a red LED. If we have a short circuit at the output, only the output who have the short circuit stops. And that's the difference between a lot of other systems.
The next topic, the combination with Cube 67 is also a really big success story now. We have a lot of application. Do we hear something from you today to the applications?
You will see later some applications between the combination with Cube and the MVK, and also these T-couplers, because they are also very interesting.
Oh, that's right. Okay, modular design, what does this mean?
The modular design means that we are flexible in the installation and all these things. And also we have the compatibility test with controls and other devices.
Oh, this sounds good. So the MVK Safety is now with Profinet the big market standard. Is this right?
That's right. We are in IP67. we have set a standard for MVK, for safety.
Okay, let's talk about a little bit our competitors. On the next slide, we want to have a deep analyze with Siemens offshore, then with Torque, with a brand new module with mixed safety in and outputs, and with IO-Link, and with Pils, I can say the grandfather in the market of safety, and the company I don't, Baluf, sorry, Baluf, I forgot.
Okay, so I think we start with Pils, because Pils is perhaps the grandfather, but sometimes grandfather is old.
Yes, my first PNUTZ Multi I've started up is 16 years ago.
So, and now I think Pils have, grandfathers have sometimes to sleep a little bit and sometimes a longer time. So the problem is now the market shows us in the PROFInet, PROFIsafe, that the customers want to have the safety in their control. They don't want to have a separate system for safety and a separate system for PLC, CNC, or what else. Okay. And in Pils?
Okay, we have the three big product lines. This is PNUTZ Multi Mini, and PSS 4000 Universal. These are the big lines, and all the lines are standalone safety units. So if you are right in your analyze, then the market change, and all the safety stuff will be programmed now in the big CNC or a PLC unit. It is right. Exactly.
And it's also, the Pils system is only for inputs and it's not for outputs. So if you want to stop a drive, or if you have valves, safety valves, or, it's difficult to connect them. They have only outputs in the IP20 version.
Yeah, and not so much. I remember on the PNUTZ Multi and the standard unit, there are only 4 safety outputs.
Yes. But now, Pils is also looking forward. They also start now with a PROFInet, PROFIsafe system, but in IP20. It looks like our Cube 20S.
Okay, great. So, in summary, Pils is now on the way also to PROFIsafe, and they have decided to realize a solution for IP20, and the system is, how can I say, special, with a special internally bus protocol.
Exactly. So it's a proprietary system.
Okay, let's go on with Siemens.
So Siemens, the ET200 Echo is only available for Profibus PROFIsafe, not for PROFInet PROFIsafe. And it's only an input version. And it's also only for safety inputs. So this is also a little bit a grandpa.
So not the standard in the market again, not state of the art, but I've heard they are in the phase to launch a new product.
So I hear it, but I have not seen it.
Okay, perhaps we see it on the SPS.
Yes, then we go to the next. We have the Siemens ET200 Pro.
Okay, you have visited the EMO in Hanover a few weeks ago. Is the ET200 Pro a big standard in the market anymore?
It was a big standard in the market, but it's going, they lose and lose because there are 2 big things. Okay. One is the safety part. So there is some things that the customers don't like. At first, it's no compact module. It's all in a line. It's a decentralized centralization. Mm-hmm. The next is, there was something, I think you can explain it, with the inputs from the safety things.
Yeah, you're right. The input safety modules are really unflexible because you can switch only per module if you want to have test pulses or not. So if you look to the reality, you have safety sensors mechanical style with contacts like emergency stops, and you have digital versions with OSDD outputs, and for this you have to look which kind of sensor type you want to use, and then you have to bring much more safety input modules, one for with pulses and one for without pulses. So it's extremely cost efficient, the solution.
So this is only a benefit for Siemens, not for the customers. With
You're
our
right.
system, it's for the customers, because we can switch off the test pulses in each port. So for what is the test pulses? The test pulses are very important for the mechanical switches, because if there is a cross circuit, we recognize it and we stop.
So it's a high price solution with Siemens, but end of the day, they have some benefits. One benefit is of sure the motor starter units, also with safety, and the second benefit is they have an externally CPU version, also a FCPU version. This is a big benefit for these applications, but remember again, they can use IO-Link on this device, and the safety solution is a little bit old-fashioned, and our MVK Safety is much more flexible than this solution and more price efficient.
So that means also for all you guys in the world, please go to the customers who have the ET200 Pro in their cabinets or outside from the cabinets and attack them with our IO-Link systems, because it's sure ET200 Pro cannot handle IO-Link.
Okay.
So, but when we talk about IO-Link, we come to the next.
Okay, the company is Baluf. We have built up here example. The new family of the IO-Link world of Baluf is this kind of safety module, and the functionality is only possible with a special. I ask you why special? With a special block module with as an IO-Link master. Why special?
So it's one thing, it's very important for you all guys in the world, because this is safety over IO-Link. It's not IO-Link safety, it's a complete different. It's safety over IO-Link.
One moment. IO-Link safety, this is an international standard which is now in the draft to bring it worldwide in the market. Is this not IO-Link safety?
No.
Okay.
It's safety over IO-Link. That means the PROFIsafe protocol goes from the CPU to the master, and then via the IO-Link cable to this hub. That means this hub is normally nearly a PROFIsafe module, but you cannot connect it directly to PROFIsafe. You have to connect it always to a special master, and it's only two masters, so it's also an own Baluf system. It's not an international standard. Okay. It's an own Baluf system.
And they have some silly ports on this module. Okay, they have safety in and outputs, but there are also 8-port plugs on this module. Why?
Yeah, this is also a story. The 8-pole M12 plugs, they have, because there are a lot of 8-pole safety devices on the market. But now it comes to the big disadvantages. This 8-pole M12 is not defined. So each device producer makes his own system. So one time pin 2 is that, one time pin 4 is that. It's all free. And that's so you only can connect this one system that is the right pinning.
Okay, so what is our solution? Because we have 5-pole ports on our module. What is our solution? Because 8-port sensors are very common in the market.
Yes, the 8-pole sensors we can connect to our T-coupler, and then we have different kind of T-couplers, so we can connect all the different 8-pole and 12 plugs.
Have you some examples on the presentation?
Yes, you will see it later also in the what we have done. And then there is one more thing. It's the adjustable read-back time from the valves. So the test, we have talked about the test pulses. in this valve module, there is one thing or one mistake, what we have done also before in our module.
You're right. You know, all our old version of MVK Safety and the test pulses was 4 milliseconds. But now we have 0.8 milliseconds. We have learned, but why we have reworked our module, Wolfgang?
You see this bird on the slide, and you know perhaps all what the sounds from this bird it makes, clack, 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 clack. And we don't want to have that when we connect a valve at our outputs, that it makes this noise. In valve, it makes the noise. Why? Because a valve needs, when we have the readback time, when we have 4 milliseconds, the valve goes to 0 and come back to 1. With 0.8, it stays mechanically on the 1 status, and only electric, it falls down and come. And so you don't hear something, and the valve is not switching off. In valve, it switches off.
But it's not only for output, this argumentation, it's also for inputs, because a lot of electronical sensors, if you switch them off longer than 1 or 2 milliseconds, they switch totally off and they restart in some time much more than 1 second again. So the machinery goes off because the sensor has to restart and the signal is off. So the 4 milliseconds is a really, how can I say, a big advantage for the Moore Electronic, because we have solved this problem with our latest generation. But back again to a question. So we directly send the Profinet signals to the control with our device to the master. If you compare it with this solution, the valve has to tunnel the safety signals to the control over the master to the IO-Link module, but the time between the master and the IO-Link module is how long?
Yeah, it's also more than 4 milliseconds. It's the IO-Link communication, and that means at the end of the day, you have a longer time to recognize if there is some safety things, perhaps to press an emergency stop button or. And that means also if you have a guard on your machine, you have to take the guard to a longer distance than to the dangerous part.
So our MVK Safety has a big advantage about the reaction time of safety in and outputs to the control. That's the summary, isn't it?
That's the summary.
Okay.
So now we come to the next.
Okay. On the next, torque.
Yes.
A nice module. Safety in and outputs, IO-Link and standard IOs. It looks like, the AIDA specification.
What means AIDA specification?
Yeah, because the Moore Electronic, I remember 4 years ago, has designed with the AIDA, this is the automotive group, Daimler, BMW, Porsche, Volkswagen and so on, a new generation of mixed block module, and it looks like the specification.
Yes, but I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's not directly made from the specification, because I think galvanic separation.
No, not really by this module. There is no galvanic separation. And one big issue, the module is not designed for the automotive standard. So a lot of technical issues are not solved in this product. So let's go on. I have heard that the combination with drives is not possible with this module. Why, Wolfgang?
Because there is some integrated real time. What means that? Real time. So if a drive is in the system, you need the real time.
Isochron real-time Ethernet.
Yes.
That's right. That's missing?
That's missing. And so that means it's always in a Profinet system, the not best system is important for all other systems. That means if this module have no ERT, So all other parts are also not working with ERT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. But do you know that Turk has a lot of safety knowledge now?
I think not, because we can explain you. It's not a Turk own module. It's a combination between two factories.
Okay, we have the model here on the board, and we have the model, the PCBs of the model in my hand. So this is a Turk PCB, and that is not Turk. What do you read on this?
I can read on this one name. It's Biel, and the second name, it's a very good name. It's Wiedemann. So it's from Biel and Wiedemann, and Biel and Wiedemann is safety expert in ASI.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so we have two PCBs in this module. We have a standard Turk PCB, and we have a Biel and Wiedemann PCB. So the Turk have bought the complete technology from Biel and Wiedemann. So they have to buy the PCB from Biel and Wiedemann and the software. And why? What can you explain me about the software?
Yeah, we will see on the next slide. Don't look on the girl, but it's only that you know it. So we are now finished with the Oktoberfest and with the Stuttgarter Vasen. So the girls must work very hard. And so that's the same when you want to make a configuration from this Turk module. You have also to work very hard. And it's not so good with like the beer, because you have to download from the web a special software to make the configuration. And this software is licensed only for 30 days. And it's also, for me, also a big issue that you need always to be online to make the parameterization. So think you are in a factory, they have no internet in the factory, you cannot make the parameterization.
So, and the software of this parameterization, it's from Biel and Wiedemann and from Turk. So you need both software to start up this module, is this right?
Yes, and you need always the Biel and Wiedemann software to make the complete safety configuration. Without this software, you cannot work with the module like a safety module. Then it's only working like standard.
So if you compare it with our MVK Safety, we are totally integrated with our MVK Safety in the Siemens world. Is this right?
Not only in the Siemens world. That's also a big mistake in thinking. It's Profinet, PROFIsafe, and Profinet, PROFIsafe means also Phoenix. It means also ABB. It means also Bosch Rexroth. So all these factories have PROFIsafe masters. So we can connect our module to all these factories. We can also connect it now to the new version from CNC, from Siemens. We have connected, before we was connected it like safety integrated, and in the future we can also connect it directly like a standard F CPU to the CNC controls from Siemens.
So that makes the life really great, because everything what you can handle in the S7 world, so 1200, 1500 and so on, now it's as flexible as in the CNC world in future. That sounds great.
Yes, and then we come to the next great thing, because in the nearly future, FANUC will also integrate a PROFIsafe in their system. And so we can also connect it to the FANUC CNC control.
Oh, that sounds really great. So FANUC and PROFIsafe and Profinet is new.
Yes, that's new, completely new. And we have also the connection to all the Bosch systems.
Oh, Bosch, oh, sounds great. So a short summary. Our MVK Safety is totally integrated in the PROFIsafe world and also in the controls. The only module which is from the handling not really difficult to install is the torque module, because the torque module, you need a special software also for Profinet to start up the module. So if you compare it with the Balluff world, the Balluff has analyzed our solution and copied it a little bit.
Yes, so they have also seen our IODD and board, and they have now make the same system like IODD and board. So the PROFIsafe hub is also integrated in their GSD file, so it's also handling like our IODD and board. Okay. So the idea with IODD on board must be good.
So the startup of the Balluff module is much better than the torque module, and our solution, of course, of the long, how can I say, analyzes what the automotive guys and the Siemens guys for startup want to install. We are really 100% integrated. So from the usability, number one, number two, and far away, number three.
Exactly. And why we know that all is because we all test that things. That's the new version from our department, that Gerd Schluchter tests all the safety products together with our module. So you can be sure it's running. And that's why we have also now a lot of success with some, and we want to show you some application examples now.
Okay.
There is one, it's in a logistics center in Spain. You have an idea why we have success there?
There's a really nice technology. This is on this picture. You send the Profinet and PROFIsafe signals with the optical device, so you can handle long distances.
Exactly. And so this was one of the parts that the customer says, it is working with this product, we test it, it's working, so we have success.
Okay, that sounds good, really great.
That sounds simple, but it's not so simple. We have to do it, and this is also what I want to give you on the hand. Please ask us, and don't hesitate to inform us when you have a customer. We want to help you. This is why we have the safety engineers in the factory, like Michael Meester, Thomas Sasinowski, and Michael Greiner, and Stefan Lendmeier, because we have the knowledge here, and we want to help you at your customers. So you will see the next application example, why it is so important, this working together from all. Because you see, we have the T-coupler, we have the emergency stop button, we have this red door switch. You know from whom is it?
I think it looks like the company Euchner. The product name is CET, and the company here you can see is Corner Metal Box in England. What they are doing?
They make cans, a lot of cans, also for Coca-Cola and for Red Bull.
So a big company. And we have analyzed the machine with application sales support. I know you visit them 1 year ago or 2 years ago, and now they use our MVK Safety models and Cube.
Exactly. So, and in the next example, we see the combination between Cube and MVK Safety at a factory in Poland, where they built some aluminium pistols. And you see, we take the safety outputs from the MVK and switch off the power from the K3 modules, the passive power from the K3 modules at Cube.
So one more example, not only a candle metal box, also this company in Poland, and also Porsche. The completely motor production line is in combination with MVK Safety and Cube. So a big success story.
Yes, and that shows us that it's very important to have the knowledge to find together the right solution. Because our customers in the future, they look for a company who gives them a solution. and not only parts.
Great. Next slide, please.
The next slide is a machine tooling, because there we see also this door switch and these T-couplers, and we have explained to you earlier that here you can only connect one special M12 8-pole. With our T-couplers we have now 4, 5 or 6 different T-couplers, and we will build more and more if we need it.
Mm-hmm. And one more super solution with this T-coupler, because if you don't have to use a safety output, because on our mixture module there are only 4. If the door switch you can handle also with non-safety output, you can put it from a cube or from an impact or from an MVK, from a standard module, and so you can make also the combination with this T-coupler with the standard I/O module and the safety module, so you are much more flexible.
Exactly. And the last application, it's very interesting, but I have to tell you now something about these application pictures. These are all for internal use. Don't go to the customers with these pictures, because it's internal use only, okay? But here you see a complete different story. It's a free fall tower, and it's also built with MVK Safety and with Miro BT. So we have a Bluetooth connection for the safety signals, and it's working wonderful.
Oh, great. This sounds really great. So, Wolfgang, thank you very much for your application.
So only
samples.
That you understand, the testing from this product was also nice.
Okay. So, the summary again. MVK Safety is now really strong in the market. We have a great price level in the market. We are very flexible. We have a lot of examples we can explain our customer, and we test all the sensor is in our application. So, and if we compare it to other solutions, we are in front.
Sure. And that's what we want to be, in front. And to be in front, I can only give you the idea. If you need some trainings in your countries, or perhaps also a customer-related safety training, don't hesitate to ask us. We are here for you to be the partner for you to make the safety trainings.
Okay, let's go to the next slide.
So
okay.
That shows you the different market segments where we can go in with the safety module. We have the machine tool industry. All people know Bora Electronic is in the machine tool industry. Not all, but a lot of. And warehouse, conveyor systems, assembly, handling, or
packaging, automotive, and press machines. Press machines, are you sure?
Yes, we can put the module in the front of the press because the module is tested with 50G.
That sounds really great. So, thank you very much for your time. Let's go on with questions.
All right, you guys, awesome presentation. Thank you so much. It's been a little long, but I hope that was really informative for you guys. So out there, take the time now to ask some of our experts up here any questions that you may have about MVK Safety, and as you know, it is the best PROFIsafe solution on the market. So while you are thinking, I will introduce the upcoming webinars. As you know, next week we will introduce the new additions to the Imparo family. So we have Imparo News next Monday. That is the 16th of October. And then on the 23rd of October, we will highlight ATEX. We'll answer all your ATEX questions. What is that, and what does Mura Electronic have for it? Then on the 30th, we will introduce you to the Drive HQ system. If you don't already know it, it's a system for all of our marketing materials. And of course, as always, SPS highlights on November 20th.
Right, great.
And right before the SPS, in that same week of the 20th, we have workshops. So come to Openweiler, do the workshops hands-on with our training center. You can actually work with the modules directly and see how they function in the field. So All right, looks like we have some questions coming in. I'll ask our producer to turn off the presentation so we can jump right into the questions. Do you have an overview of the safety connectors for MVK Safety and Cube? So the T-couplers, I think they mean.
Yeah, sure, we have it, and you get it in next week, because we want to make it very clear that it's very easy for you. So we make application notes, okay? So
Excellent.
You get it very quickly.
Very nice. Is the BALF module certified by PROFIsafe?
We don't have seen the certification yet, but I'm really sure, because nobody can launch a product without a PROFIsafe certification.
Okay.
This is very special, but I'm sure they have.
Okay, somewhere in the basement.
Yes,
they
but
have it.
One more point, BALF is not in the PROFIsafe community, so we don't know exactly all the informations behind, but it must be a certification, otherwise it's not possible.
Right, and we are in the PROFIsafe community.
Yes,
we are
oh,
in
sure.
the Profinet organization. Could you explain the feedback time between MVK and BALF again?
Yes, I know it's not so easy, because but the feedback time means when it's a principle of safety that we have to test always the switch off and on from an output or from an input. So it's the principle of safety that we look if we switch off an output, if it stops or not. And we do that in our module with 0.8 milliseconds. That means we switch off and then we wait until 0.8 milliseconds, and then we see exactly that the voltage is going down, or the current, and then we switch on and it goes up. And this we do in 0.8 milliseconds. Mm-hmm. And if you have a valve is mechanically not so quick, so it stays on. So if you do that in 4 milliseconds, you switch off, and then also the valve goes completely down. Mm-hmm. And if you come back after 4 milliseconds, the valve starts up. And this is this noise, tack, tack, tack. So you hear exactly that the valve is going and coming, going and coming.
Mm-hmm. So we make with these pulses the testing of the in and output, mm-hmm. and also the analyze of a shortcut in the cable and so on. But end of the day, we have learned very hard that the 4 milliseconds is not practical, mm-hmm. and not more state of the art in the market. So the market goes on. So 0.8 milliseconds is now a good information, but the market wants to go much faster.
Even faster.
Yeah.
Great, excellent explanation. Thanks, Wolfgang. Next question. I've heard about a combination module. When will that be available? Oh, may I?
Yes.
Ah, the holy grail here of PCBs.
So we have designed now the hardware to the combination module. It's a PCB. And it's only one PCB, so very cost efficient and a very nice design. I have to give it back to the engineering department, so be careful. So the hardware is now in a good status, and we are working on the software. The big challenge is to make a modular hardware and a modular software. So I'm sure end of next year we have all the safety certifications for this product. We're working very hard with Excellent. 35 people.
That's amazing.
35 engineers works on this solution. This is not only an automotive product.
Absolutely not.
This is the next generation of safety of more electronic, and this is our own design. This is not bought from Biel and Wiedemann, mm-hmm, or other mm-hmm. safety company. It's our own design, and this is our new platform.
Because we have the safety knowledge, we have the safety know-how.
That's right.
Question, what is IRT?
So IRT is isochrone real-time Ethernet. So this is a special protocol in the Profinet world. It means that the signals are clocked. Okay. So with the clocked signals, you can handle drives, and if you have one device in the line one Profinet device which are not prepared for IoT, then the completely line is off. So the combination with drives and with our standard in safety modules is with our modules possible, but not with the Turk module.
Absolutely, great.
There is a question once more open. What is the number on the fact to sell MVK Safety?
What is the #1 fact to sell MVK Safety? So what would you guys say, top #1 fact, this is why our customers should buy MVK Safety?
Modular system with input and outputs with galvanic separation.
Modular system with inputs and outputs and galvanic separation.
Yeah, and we are in the market. So we are now, after Siemens, the #1, which has the most applications realized.
Amazing.
So we have a lot of experience in the completely Profinet world.
Very good. Okay, next question. Some news about Ethernet IP safety.
Yes, I want to go a little bit deeper in this question. This hardware is prepared that we can bring a chip safety software on it.
Okay.
But that's only the half step. The big step is how we can integrate this module in the Allen Bradley world. And Allen Bradley blocks in the moment the entry, and we have analyzed very deeply the Molex solution. And the Molex solution is not bad because they have a special software, but the handling, you have to read 150 pages to understand the additional software. And if you compare it with a very, very bad solution from Turk, because if you compare it with Turk and with Molex is much better. And my feeling is we have to clarify how can we make this integration very easy.
Okay.
So it's not a big question to put this chip safety on this hardware, because on the old hardware, on the MVK Safety, it wasn't impossible. On the new hardware, it's possible. But the big question is how we can integrate it in the Allen Bradley world. And if we don't have a very clever, smart solution, it makes, in my understanding, no sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully that answers your question. SIP safety anytime soon is the next question, and I think you answered the question with that.
Message to you, the hardware is tested for SIP. We have done it with an additional partner. We have tested. Is the hardware possible? We need a lot of money to integrate the chip safety in it, but the big question mark, I don't have a solution now. We have the possibility to copy the solution from Molex, and that sounds not so clever for me.
Okay.
Perhaps we have to find a third solution.
Very good. Thank you so much, Mr. Krautter. All right, next question. Siemens has modules with diagnostics, HF, and without high frequency?
No, high feature.
High feature.
That means this is a very interesting question.
Okay.
Because for more electronic, it's normal that
we always
also
have high feature. Yeah.
We have always high feature because more electronic. Our slogan is find mistakes and don't search for it. And if you have the low price model from Siemens, in this low price model from Siemens is more expensive than the high price model from more electronic, then it's clear what you have to do. So we don't want to have different models. For us, is diagnostic important.
And it's always, we always have it. It's not optional. It's always on board.
So MVK, Impact, and also our MVK Safety and the Cube system, we have all the same diagnostic level, and high feature is often in the Siemens world a model granular diagnostic, and our standard is a channel granular diagnostic.
So it's even better and always standard. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. We have one more question. Have we considered working with Allen Bradley so that they will open up SIP safety to us like they did for Euchner?
That's a very hard question now. In the moment, we are competitor to Allen Bradley, and end of the day, we are also out like Turk and Molex and so on. To to discuss this topic is not the right way on this webinar.
Absolutely.
So we are in the moment out, and we have to design a workaround software like the other guys has done it. The Biel and Wiedemann solution from Turk is really not what we want to do.
Absolutely. Okay. So I'll check in with
and
everybody.
Eugner is not a competitor.
No, they are a component supplier.
Components.
No. Okay. All right, you guys, I just checked in with our producer. It doesn't look like we have any more questions coming in. So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your great questions. And, of course, a huge thanks on both of our presenters for 3 awesome webinars. You guys did such a great job. Thank you so much.
And from us, we can also say thank you to you for the perfect organization. So Meg knows exactly how they can get us. So she brings always some sweets and fruits for us. Very nice.
Always take care of my
Thank you very much.
guests. Absolutely. Okay,
Bye.
you guys, have a great week. Take care.